got a really good cast, obviously. See, I saw the first three Star Wars. So I saw Star Wars, I saw Empire Strikes Back, and I saw Return of the Jedi.
I mean, if you really want to nerd it up,
right.
you saw episodes 4, 5, and 6.
No, they were episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And I haven't seen any since then. So I've been out on Star Wars for years.
You haven't seen Attack of the Jim Rome Clones?
No.
That was a big old snoozer. Trust me.
So out on that.
That might be the best zinger you've ever had, Cakes.
That's a terrible movie.
That was a pretty. First of all, that movie is terrible. But Attack of the Jim Rome Clones is that's solid. That's a solid
Kevin.
bit, right?
Thank you.
That was very good.
All right, but Rotten Tomatoes is giving this thing 93%. I know we kind of downplay what that means, but a lot of people are excited about it.
All right, so for people listening right now, I'm not going to touch on any spoilers. I'm not even going to go into any plot details, so you don't need to turn your radio off. I know people are like, reviews for this film are tough to do because you can't talk about anything. So I'm just going to review this film specifically from a filmmaking standpoint, no plot points. So this is Johnson directed this movie, the episode 7. So Jason. Episode 7, which was amazing, The Force Awakens, it came out a couple years ago, but by J.J. Abrams, it continued the trilogy that you're referring to. So you saw Empire Strikes Back, which was 5, 6 was Return of the Jedi, and then number 7 was Force Awakens. This is now 8, which is called The Last Jedi. Now, Rian Johnson directed this movie, and did you guys ever see Looper with Bruce Willis, Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Oh, I ordered that a few weeks ago. Turned it off about 25 minutes in. Big old stinker.
All right, Cakes, you have the worst taste. I mean, your taste is actually worse than Eric's. I don't know what's going on.
Good
dude. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to break this down into positives and negatives. I absolutely love The Force Awakens. I thought it was a brilliant Star Wars film because it just kind of recaptured that magic after how horrible the prequels were. So kind of episode 7 was kind of a resurgence for Star Wars. With episode 8, on the positive side, the action is unbelievable. There is a scene in this film that is going to go down as one of the greatest Star Wars scenes of all time. And all I will say is it deals with a fight sequence. And the way this film is directed, the cinematography, the way Rian Johnson does the space battles, oh my God. And the mixing of the practical effects and the CGI effects, it's all so blended so well. And they really do a great job making these films as realistic as they can be considering what we're watching because they stay so grounded emotionally. The performances are incredible. I'm telling you right now, Adam Driver is mind-blowingly great. He plays Kylo Ren. He's debating, obviously, having this light and dark side conflict. We saw that in Force Awakens as well. He's great in the film. Loved Laura Dern, loved Kelly Marie Tran, loved the John Williams score. Now, on to the negatives. The first act of this film is very slow. And I think the reason for that is at the end of episode 7, if everyone saw episode 7, you know this scene when Rey finds Luke and gives him, is handing him the lightsaber. That's the end of episode 7 from 2 years ago. That's not a spoiler. That's 2 years ago. So it's a good drop. Now, the big question is what happens in 8 after that moment? I'm not going to tell you, but in my opinion, all that buildup, I was disappointed what happened next and where they took that storyline of Luke. And I just think it's interesting that they made Luke out to me, in my opinion, a very grumpy, very unnecessarily comedic character. And a lot of people are saying that this is true to who Luke is, but I don't know. To me, I just didn't like this type of Luke Skywalker. Also, at the end of 7, I couldn't wait for episode 8. At the end of episode 8, I don't really have a desire for episode 9. And listen, I'm going to see it. It's going to be huge. I can't wait because J.J. Abrams is coming back to direct it. But I don't know. I like this film, but I don't love it. And I think we live in an era right now where when you have any negative criticism about a Star Wars movie, people automatically think you hate it. Listen, I thought this film was enjoyable. The action scenes are amazing. There are going to be moments in this film as a Star Wars fan where you're going to go, oh my God, this is one of the best Star Wars movies ever. But you can't let these amazing scenes cloud the overall product. At times, has some problems, and it has some tonal issues and some storyline issues. And there's one scene, which I'm not going to tell you what it is, where the special effects did not look good. I was actually blown away by how bad the green screen looked in one of these scenes. I'm like, this is a over $200 million film. How do you mess up one shot when everything else looks so great? So I don't know. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, the rating I always give on this show. But I didn't love this movie. I really wanted to. Now, I will say this for the audience listening. I've talked to a lot of people in the movie that felt the way I did the first time and then completely had a change of heart the second time around.
Eric's so bitter at those people.
Yeah, I'm going to see it one more time only because I'm seeing it December 23rd in IMAX. Apparently it should open up to IMAX because he shot some of the scenes in IMAX, but I don't know. It pains me to have a review like this for a Star Wars film. But look online. I mean, I'm not the only one who feels this way, but there are a lot of people who love this movie. So you might love it. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, this is just my opinion, but I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.